Hey everyone, this is Mukesh Otwani once again from learn-automation.com. Today in this video, we are going to talk about while loop in detail. So in the last video, we already discussed about loop. So we started with a for loop, right? So just a quick summary, we are using loop so that we can repeat the task in an efficient manner. So whenever you have some task that you need to run multiple times, instead of using a statement by statement, we can run in a loop, okay, whether it's a for loop or while loop, and we can continue the repeated task. Right now we will be talking about while loop, and this while loop I will be talking about, like, first of all while loop, then while loop with else statement, and while loop with break statement, while loop with continue statement, and while loop with pass statement. So we will be discussing about when to use what, and it's going to be a very interesting video, so stay till the end because you will get to know so many different things about while loop as well. So let me quickly start a new file. I will create a new file called Python file, and I will say while demo, or let me be very specific, while loop demo. Okay, so now while loop also have a proper syntax. Okay, so let's talk about what is the syntax. So the first step is you need to initialize. Okay, you need some kind of variables because while loop works on the conditions. Okay, so let's initialize some variables. So first step is always initialize a variable. So let's say in our case our variable is, let's say, x. So I can give this value as 0, 1, 2, 3, anything. So this is our variable. You need to write a while, and after the while you need to write a condition. Now this, if this condition evaluates to true, it will execute your while loop, otherwise it will not execute your while loop. Okay, so it has to be true, then only it will execute. So let's say I want to print Python 10 times or 1000 times or 100 times. So I will just say if or while x is less than equal to 10, then add a colon, then hit enter. The moment you hit enter, you can see automatically it is giving us the indentation. Okay, so whatever you will be writing here, it will be considered under while loop. Okay, so if you write here, it is again a syntax issue, so make sure you give the proper indentation here as well. Now let me print x, or whatever variable we have taken. In our case it is x, so I'm just printing x. Now once this loop runs, okay, definitely again once this is done, it will go back here, again it will evaluate this condition. So we need to also do the increment or decrement here, right? That is optional, but in this case we need to give that what should happen to the x once it is done. So in our case, let's say once it is done, I just want to increment by 1. So in our case, when it runs, 1 is less than 10, yes, it will say 1. Then it will say 1 plus 1, which is 2, and again it will evaluate this condition. 2 is less than 10, yes, it will print 2, and 2 plus 1, 3. 3 is less than 10, yes, and it will continue like this. So let's execute this. So right click, run. You can see I got the value from 1 to 9 because we have written less than 10, right? So there will be a condition when it is printing 9. 9 plus 1 equal to 10, and then it is evaluating, is 10 less than 10? No, and it is coming out of this loop, right? So if you want, let's do one thing, let's print bye bye. Let's execute once again. So once it is done, right, it is printing bye bye. It means this is coming out of this while loop. Now let me put a condition here, or let me just make it till 3, let's say 4. Okay, and let me just comment this for the time being. Let me add a breakpoint at line number 3. So in case if you're new to debugging, I already discussed a dedicated video where we discussed about debugging. So I just added a breakpoint at line number 3. This time I will say debug as while loop. So you can see right now we have variable which is x, kind of integer, and value equal to 1. Okay, 1 is less than 4, which is actually a true, right? So if I say f8, which is step over, now the value is 1 because we haven't incremented, it will say 1. Okay, and if you want to see, this is the console output is 1. This time when I say x equal to x plus 1, you would just notice the value here, it incremented to 2, right? Again it will check if 2 is less than 4, yes, it will execute. Now just notice the value. This time it is 3. 3 is less than 4, yes, it will execute. Now there will be a chance, okay, where it will be value is 4. If 4 is less than 4, no, it will come out, and you can see it will not even execute the inside statement. It means it came out of this loop. This is first variation. Second variation, let me do one thing. Let me put another while. Okay, this time I will say x equal to 5. While 5, or let's say x is less than equal to 10, then print Python. Again, okay, colon I missed here. Now one thing which you will notice here, that I am just printing Python. I'm not making any increment, I'm not making any decrement here. So what will happen, it will keep on running this loop, okay, unconditionally, because we have given the condition. This condition will be always true. 5 less than 10, print Python. 5 less than 10, print Python. 5 less than 10, print Python. So this condition will never get, false. So let's run this, and you can see this condition will never end because 5 is always less than 10. So in this case, you have to stop the execution, okay? So there are two options. Either you press Ctrl C, or you can see this option, right? Stop this program. The moment you stop this program, this will end here. I hope you got the point. So the moment if you don't increment or decrement, the condition will always be true and it will always run an infinite loop. So make sure you give some expressions, okay, which should terminate your while loop, or you should give some kind of condition which should come out of the while loop. If you don't give, it will run in this mode. So sometimes you might need this forcefully as well whenever you have to run a particular program unconditionally, okay. Let's say you want to monitor a server, okay, that server is up and running or not, and you have to keep on just making a request, ping request, and you should get the response, and it should happen 24/7 into 365. In this case, you can go with this case where you don't have to stop your program. It has to do this continuously, and it has to continuously monitor. It is just kind of one of the scenario, but you can just see which kind of scenarios you have, and you can implement this while loop accordingly. Okay, let me show the next example, while loop with else. So what I will do, I will quickly create a copy of this program. Okay, so let's say I have a number. This number is equal to 10, and now I will write a while. If number is less than equal to 10, then let's say 15. Okay, then simply print the number and increment this number by 1. Again, there's no requirement that you should only increment by 1. You can increment 2, 3, 5. I'm just incrementing by 1. Now you need to write an else statement. Okay, so what else will do, once this while condition evaluates to false, it will execute the else statement. Okay, so let me show you. I will just type else colon, and I will just write a print statement here that above condition is not true. Okay, let's see how it works. So first of all, let me make this number as 100. Right click, run. So the moment you execute, it says 100 is less than 50. No, it's immediately coming to else statement, and it is printing this print, which is above condition is not true, which is this. Let me make it 10. Okay, let's execute once again. So you can see right now it started executing. 10 is less than 15, yes, so it is printing 10. Then it is incrementing our number by 1, so it is 11. 11 less than 15, and it will continue. You can see there will be a point where the number will be 14 here, right? Then to say 14 plus 1 equal to 15. 15 is less than 15, no. Then it will come to else, and it will say above condition is not true, right? Or maybe you can just modify this statement and say above condition is no more true. Yeah, so it will work in both the cases. Again, it's totally optional. In case if you don't want to have this else statement, it's okay, but yeah, you can have while with else as well. I hope it is clear. With this condition true, it will run your while loop. Once the while loop is done, it will come to else and it will execute this. If this while condition is not executing at all, it will come to else and it will execute this statement, which is above condition is no more true. Let's do it one more time. This time it is 100 and you can see this else part. Okay, now let me talk about while with break, while with continue, and while with pass. Okay, so now let's talk about first break, then I will show the opposite of break, which is continue. So again, I will be taking the same example which we are taking now. Again, I will take some number. Let's say this number is 15, or let's take this number as 5 as of now. I will write a while again, while loop. If number is less than equal to 15, let's say, okay, colon, hit enter. Now I want to print first of all number. Then I will just increment this number by 1, which is num plus 1, and we will write if number which we are iterating is equal to 10. It means it reached till the threshold. Put colon, hit enter, and you can see again we got the indentation. So if it is equal to 10 now, then it should break. It should not execute this while. So you will see, let's execute this first. So it is ideally it should go from 5 to 15, right? Because we are just using a while loop. But we have added a condition that if number is reaching till 10 and if it is equal to 10, then break this. The moment you say break, it will break the current loop, which is while loop in our case, and it will come out. Okay, so it will not execute anything after 9. Actually, it is executing till 10, but it is not printing. But let's say if you want to print 10 then break, you can say value, or you can just directly print this number. So it will also print this number. You can see it is also printing 10 because condition is true, print number, break it. I hope it is clear now. Let's do it one more time. This time I will make this number as 50. It will not even execute this while, right? I will just add as else here. Condition is no more true. You can write any statement. It is just I'm giving some statement which is readable to you. Yeah, in our case we have given number as 50. 50 is less than 15, which is false, and it says this one. So you can say I'm able to add break with else because both are independent, right? Now let's make it 11 this time. Okay, and what will happen this time? See, it is executing completely because we have given number equal to 10, which will never get successful because we are starting directly from 11. 11 is less than 15. Yes, it will print 11, increment by 1, which is 12. Again, 12 is equal to 10. No, so it will come again. 12 is less than 15 and it will continue. So this if will never get executed because we are starting from 11. But if I start from 6, you will see a change in the output. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let me just remove this old program. Let's try same example, but this time with continue. So I will take again number equal to, this time I will start from 1 and I will write while num is less than equal to 10. Okay, num equal to num plus 1. Okay, so we'll get the increment. Now I want to check if the number which I'm getting is equal to let's say 5. Then earlier we were adding a break, but this time I don't want to add a break and I will simply say continue. Okay, so what exactly this continue will do, I will tell you, but let me just write it here, the number. Okay, just notice my indentation. Within this if, I have only one statement which is continue. So this print is part of while, but only continue is part of if. Okay, because of this indentation. So if I write anything here, it will come within this if. But if I just come out of this indentation, it will be part of this while loop. So before I explain this, Okay, let me show you the output first. Just right click, run as. And one thing which you have to notice here, that we are getting 2, 3, 4, but we are not getting 5. It means once this condition is getting true, okay, it says continue, it means continue from the loop. It should not execute this further. Okay, after this, whatever statement we have, we are saying do not, run them, continue with the same while loop. Break was terminating, right? But continue says if this condition is true, then continue, which means continue this for loop from this condition again. Let me show you. If I write here called, let's say Python, okay, let's execute. Can you see Python is not coming here because this condition is true. Ideally it should, this condition is true, then we say continue. So it is again executing this while loop, but it is not running this if statement. So it is not even running this print statement. Okay, I hope it is clear now. In case if you want to see, let me just do one thing. Let me put this condition till 3 so that we can immediately see the output. I will add a breakpoint at line number 4, and this time I will debug. So you can see right now value is equal to 1. Now let's say F8, which is step over. Now we got the value is 2. If 2 equal to 3, no, then it will print number. Now again it is evaluating the condition. So our condition num is equal to 2. 2 is less than 10, yes. Now 2 plus 1, 3. So you can see we got num as 3. If 3 equal to 3, okay, now you can see it entered into this if. Now when we say continue, it is not executing the next statement after continue. It is again going back to the while, and now it will again check. So what is the value of num here? 3. 3 plus 1, 4. 4 equal to 3, no, it will come and print, and it will continue. So the moment you resume your program, you will see the complete output. Okay, let's execute completely, and we got the output till 10. Yeah, I hope it is clear now. So we discussed about while with else. Here also we can use else. I'm not using now, but if you want, you can add else here as well. Okay, so let's say I just want to add else here as well, and I will say condition is no more true. Okay, so this will work exactly how it worked with break as well. So if I just execute this, okay, once the while loop is done, again once this condition is false, it is coming to else. It is this condition is no more true. So we discussed while with else, while with break, while with continue. Now the last one is while with pass. Again, you might not understand this pass at this point, but you will understand once you move ahead. I will try my best to explain you what this pass will do. Okay, so let's write a small program for the pass. I will write a condition called, let's say, x equal to 0. Now when I say while x is less than 5, then print hello. Now due to some XYZ reasons, if I want to comment this code, the moment I comment this code, you can see I'm getting one syntax error here, right? It says indent expected. Now you can see I cannot give comment because we need to write some condition, or we need to write some statement within while, right? So what we do now? Consider a scenario that you want to write this while loop, but somehow the code is not ready, or maybe this condition is not ready. You just want to ignore this for the time being, and you want to continue. So I cannot do comment, right? Because it says indent required. It's a syntactical error. Is there any way that I just want to skip from here? Is it possible? So yes, it is possible with the help of pass. The moment I say pass, you can see now we are not getting any syntax error. So as the name suggests, pass statement simply does nothing. This is actually is used whenever you have to complete the statement syntactically, but you don't want to add any command or code to execute. In our case, let's say I have written a while loop, but I don't want to complete this while loop. As of now, I just want to comment this, which I cannot do. So I can say pass. The moment I say pass, it will not execute this. Okay. So can I say that, can we use pass statement to write empty loop? Kind of yes. Okay. So whenever you write empty loop, you can use pass statements. So can we use pass with any other control statements? Yes, you can use this pass with a for, you can use this with functions, you can use with classes. Let me try to cover one more example. Okay, I hope this will make your concept a little clear. So let's create one variable called feedback. Okay, so by default this feedback I'm just giving a blank string. Now let's use while, and I will be using this feedback variable that we created, and now I will check with a list. Okay, I will be using not in, and I will be giving a list. So we already discussed about list in detail, right? So in case if you're new to list, please go ahead and watch my previous videos where we discussed about the list in detail. So what I'm doing, actually I'm just creating a while loop where I'm just checking this feedback within this list. So what condition I'm giving, if this feedback, which is this, if not in this list, then ask for the feedback. So now we can use input to take the feedback. So just the moment I say input, it will ask me a prompt, like it will ask user to enter some values. Here I will say please enter your feedback. Okay, so whatever feedback user will enter, I will store into the same feedback variable. So I will just store into feedback variable, and I will just print thank you. Okay, just let me remove all this. It's not even required. It is just, we'll quickly cover this part. Let's right click and execute. Okay, so by mistake we removed this feedback as well. So let me just add feedback, and this feedback is just a blank string. Okay, now let's execute this program. The moment I say right click, run, you can see it is asking please enter your feedback. This time let me enter my feedback as 9, which is not in the list. You can see it is again asking me feedback. So what happened, let me tell you. The moment you execute this, feedback is blank. Now you can see this will evaluate this variable with this list of values which we have. So we have blank. Is it equal to this? It is not in this list, right? So definitely it will evaluate to true, and it will come inside this, and it is asking please enter your feedback. And I added 9, so 9 got stored into feedback. Again it will check, is 9 is available in this? No, so 9 is not in this list, which is true. So again it will execute. So it will execute this while loop until I give any value which is in the list. Okay, so let me do one more time. It says please enter feedback. I will set 10. Is 10 not in this list? It is again true. So again it will ask me one more time, please enter feedback. But this time if I enter my feedback as 2, okay, so the moment I say 2 is stored into this feedback. 2 not in this, which is false. So it will come out of this while loop. Okay, now you can see it is not asking any other feedback. It is terminating a program. So we will be using while multiple times when we start working with automation. So when we start with Selenium, API testing, RPA, we will be using while loop multiple times. I hope it is clear now. So that's all I have for today. So in case if you're new to this channel, then please subscribe, hit the like button, share with your friends, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.